Who would have thought that we'd ever suspend a Sunday morning for a non-weather related event? Or that we'd rely on videos, Zoom, and technology to hold the church together?
Or that a virus could shut down the world, bring life as we know it to a halt, and cause so much division along the way. COVID-19 did just that. One day it will be like a memory, like a 9/11 or a Pearl Harbor, but for now it's fresh in our memories.
I left on spring break in March of 2020, planning to come back to Memphis and begin my gradual transition from youth ministry to executive minister. Instead, we cut our vacation short. I became the executive minister overnight and returned to a world I was not expecting.
On Thursday, March 12th, I was at Soulfish enjoying blackened salmon and hush puppies with colleagues when the Sycamore View leadership team jumped on a quick conference call to explore the possibility of suspending weekend events. There was no playbook to guide the way. These were uncharted waters, and the events from that day forward just flow like a blur.
Sunday, March 15th, we were online for Sunday morning, and that's how we experienced church for the next 3.5 months. Josh and Jim on Facebook Live began every Monday at 3 p.m. to provide updates, hopefulness, and ways we are attempting to hold the community together.
I provided 2 devotionals per week. Kathy, Chauncey, and Donna called every member to check on their needs.
We decided to take that famous PPP loan, and then we decided to suspend and give back the loan. We were convicted that we needed to place all of our trust in God and in the radical generosity of the Sycamore View Church.
Our children and youth ministries began to get creative with how they attempted to keep students connected. And we had so many questions. Can we meet? What are the regulations? Is social distancing helpful or hurtful? How long will it last? How does COVID spread?
Questions like, will we go bankrupt as a church? Will we be able to pay staff? Will our preschool and Boys and Girls Club be able to reopen? When will the vaccine be available? Should we get the vaccine? And as we came together, masks or no masks? And for how long? And do we space out every 2 rows or every 3 rows? We wrestled with so many decisions. Many people had opinions. We just kept moving forward.
And if COVID wasn't enough, there were homicides that conjured deep emotions of Arbery and Floyd and Taylor, and there was an election season that drew battle lines and rallying cries, and we were left to try to communicate justice, peace, unity, and pain through screens, where people could watch online church and cable news at the same time.
We wrestled constantly. Do we give voice to the pain? Do we remain silent? When do we speak into all of these events, and how do we speak into all of these events?
We got so tired of the word pivot. But by the grace of God, that's what we did. We got creative and we took risks. We honored safety while also focusing on how God has a track record of holding the church, His church, together through pandemics, epidemics, turmoil, and hard times.
During the early season of COVID, we lost loved ones to death, and some chose to no longer journey with us because of political divisions. There's still a lingering impact of this season.
Because of our leadership model that was approved in December 2019, we had a leadership team in place, a leadership matrix to work from, and Dr. Randy Frederick as our appointed chair for the year, who provided incredible leadership and wisdom. With these things, we were able to make decisions that were efficient, bold, and full of faith. And we also acknowledge that there were moments along the way, whether intentionally or unintentionally, that we fell short. And if we had the chance to do it over again, maybe there are things we would do differently.
Yet, we are grateful for the faithfulness of God that can be found in every season of life. I believe there were times throughout the early days of COVID that broke the heart of God as our hearts broke, but it didn't keep God from uniting His people, rallying His church, and reminding us of our mission, even when we may have lost our focus.
When Jesus said, "On this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it," maybe He meant it. And as Paul says in Romans 8, nothing can separate us from the love we have in Christ Jesus. Nothing.
We have survived hard times before, and through God's grace and strength, we can do it again.
We here at Sycamore View are a part of an ongoing story that God is still writing, and it is an honor to be a part of it.